Hey, I'm Joy Diggs, owner of Dig Deep Fitness and Nutrition, located in Houston, Texas, where I'm a personal trainer and a registered dietitian. So, today's topic, we're talking about toning your arms, right? Getting these guns. And a lot of people are doing the work, but you're not seeing the results. So, today I want to talk about the top 5 mistakes you may be making that's really keeping you from having those toned arms. Let's go ahead and dig in. All right, so let's talk about mistake number 1. Is being a cardio queen. Now before I get into this, cardio is healthy for you. It's beneficial for your heart. It helps you to build cardio strength and endurance. It helps you to breathe better. It serves a lot of different healthy functions for your body. But when we're talking about toning your arms, it may be taken away from the results that you're having because you're doing it way too long or way too often in comparison to the amount of strength training workouts that you're doing. So if you're doing cardio 5 days a week for an hour, but you're only doing like 2 strength training workouts a week, can you see how it creates an imbalance? So you're not putting enough emphasis on the thing that you actually want, which is building the muscle. So you're prioritizing your cardio workout instead of your strength training workout. So I always recommend to do at least 3 days of strength training workouts per week. And if you're really trying to build muscle, you may need to reduce your cardio, either the length of time that you're doing it or the number of days that you're doing it, so that you're putting more priority on actually building your muscles. So mistake number 2 is not lifting heavy enough. Now, I'm a first to dispel a myth. Often we think that if we lift heavy, we're going to get bulky, and that's not the case. Getting bulky, really, it has to be intentional, meaning having a large amount of muscle mass in a way that looks bulky. You have to intentionally be doing that. It's not just going to happen by accident because you're lifting heavy weights. But what is going to happen if you don't lift heavy weights is you stay in exactly the way that you are, because it takes heavier weight in order to give your muscle the stimulus that it needs to grow. So if you're sticking with 5-pound, 8-pound, 10-pound muscles, and it's too easy for your arms when you're working out, you're not going to get the results, because you have to give your muscle stimulus, meaning you have to give it something that it hasn't been doing and it can't do easily in order for it to rebuild itself. So you can gauge that by how many reps you can do with the weight that you're using. So we want to do heavier weight and lower reps. Low reps meaning somewhere between 6 to 10 or 12. Once you start getting beyond 12, you're moving more into an endurance workout with reps of like 15 and 20, which those reps can still be used to build muscle, but more effectively, you want to stay somewhere between the 8 to 10 rep range. Now, the weight that you're using, your muscle should be able to fatigue within that set. So if you choose a weight and you're supposed to be doing 10 reps, but you can actually do 15 or 20 reps with that same weight, it means it's not heavy enough for the particular rep range. And that is decided by your muscle, not by you. It's not up to you to decide what weight you want to use. It's up to your muscle to decide what weight is heavy enough for it. So when you're doing your set, if you get to the end of your set and you feel like you can still do more, go ahead and bump the weight up. That's what your muscle needs in order for it to grow. All right, mistake number 3 is not training your larger muscle groups. Often you're sticking with just arm exercises. You're doing a whole bunch of bicep curls, a whole bunch of tricep kickbacks, and you're like, why am I not seeing the results? You're going to get the most bang for your buck from targeting like your chest, your back, your shoulders, because there are more muscles involved when you're training those areas. So for example, whenever you train your back, you're training your back, your biceps, and the back of your shoulders. When you're training your chest, you're training your chest, your triceps, and the front of your shoulders. So you're able to get a more well-rounded workout when you're focusing on the large muscle groups. And a lot of times people think that I do a whole bunch of bicep curls. I rarely do bicep curls, even though I have biceps, right? I focus on my back. And so whenever I do my back, I'm also working my biceps. So you're able to create a nice back, right? But then also have some nice arms as a result of it. So make sure that you're also incorporating exercises for those larger muscle groups and you're not just focusing on the smaller muscles that are in your arms. All right, so now we're getting into it. Mistake number 4. This is a big one. You already know that though, right? We already knew it was going to come back to food and nutrition. So mistake number 4 is your food not matching your goal. Yes, you got to eat for results. So often people think that you're trying to turn fat into muscle. And so you're putting a lot of emphasis on doing the weights. But in reality, you're trying to lose the fat that's on top of the muscle. And the way that you lose the fat is going to be based off of what you're eating. So if you want to see more definition and your body fat percentage is high, you probably already have muscle that you've built, but you have to uncover it by way of losing the body fat so that we can see what's going on underneath. So that means that you have to control your calories. You also have to control your portion sizes. You have to look at the quality of the food that you're eating, and that has to match what you want to do with your body. And if you're on the smaller side, and you may be trying to get larger muscles, that means that you have to be eating in a calorie surplus and eating more food in order for your muscles to grow. So you have to make sure that whatever you're eating is matching what you want to do with your body and for your arms. And lastly, this is another big one, is not prioritizing your protein. Mistake number 5 is not prioritizing protein. Now, what your muscle is stored protein. So if you are not eating enough protein, it's going to be hard for you to build your muscles. And so I'll give you a perfect example. Often whenever I have clients who are looking to lose weight, whenever their protein starts to slip, their protein intake starts to slip, and we do their body fat percentage, we always see that they've lost muscle. So you have to be eating enough protein in order for you to, number 1, maintain your muscle. And even more than that, if you're trying to build more muscle, then you have to make sure that you're eating the protein that's adequate for that particular goal. So make sure that you're getting some high quality lean protein with each one of your meals and also with your snacks. Because a lot of times people, you're just eating food and meals that are way too carb heavy, and you're not getting the protein that you need for the body that you want. All right, so I had to throw this one in there because sometimes you're in there often enough, you're working out, you're strength training often enough, but you're just sticking to your favorite exercises. So you're neglecting other parts that also need to be worked, and it's creating a muscular imbalance, and it's also sometimes affecting the way your arm looks. You're doing a whole bunch of biceps, but you ain't doing no triceps. You're doing a whole bunch of triceps, but you're not doing no shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that your workouts and your routines are well-rounded. You know, you may be doing too many chest exercises, but you're never really working your back. So making sure that your body parts are worked out a couple times a week. All of them, your back, your chest, your triceps, your shoulders, all need to be worked out a couple times a week for you to have a well-rounded program. All right, so now you have something to work on. You have 5 mistakes that you may be making. I want you to really think about this list and think about which one of the 5 may be the biggest thing that's holding you back. And that's the one I want you to work on. Now, you know I couldn't tell you all the mistakes that you may be making and not leave you with a plan of action, right? So I want to make sure you know about my 8-week upper body program called Get These Guns. Get These Guns is an 8-week upper body workout program that will take your workouts to the next level. The workout program provides gym and home workouts, whether you have to work out in the gym, you're working out at home or in the office, or you're traveling, you have the variety to lift wherever you are, and you have the exercise videos to show you the proper form so that you know that you're doing everything correctly. The program is customizable to all fitness levels, so you have modifications shown within the workout program so that the program can meet you where you are. If you're really looking to feel more confident when you're working out, get the results, and feel stronger, this program is for you. Visit gettheseguns.com. Thank you so much for watching. Connect with me at Dig Deep Fitness on social media.